Let's get off topic.
His name is Ralph.
My name's Shelby, and performance is my business.
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow?
Our shenanigans are cheeky and fun.
You like it? It's very generous.
Everything that guy just says is bullshit. Thank you.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
It's four-leaf clover. Make a wish.
Wish you weren't so fucking awkward, bud.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Let's Get Off Topic. We are now on episode 6, our third quarantine episode here. As always, I'm joined with Shelby White. How you doing, Shelby?
How we doing, guys? Long time, still no see, Ralph.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think I've seen anybody other than my computer and my family immediately.
And that brief shadow when the screen goes dark, right? Of you staring at yourself.
Yeah, no haircut, full beard, growing back again, and I feel like a slob, dude. Sometimes I'm wearing like my pajamas all day. It's just like fuck.
Oh, I love that when you're playing like Switch in bed or something. You're like, oh, this is nice. I could play while I'm lying in bed, and then the screen just goes black, and you're staring at yourself with a triple chin. And
yeah, it's like, oh, how we have fallen.
Yeah, right. And meanwhile, you look back at yourself, and you're like, nope, I'm saving the world today.
Exactly. 2019, they looked at us like we're just, introverts, losers, and it's like 2020, saving the world, dude. Stay inside.
Dude, I love the memes that are going on right now. They're so funny.
Dude, this is like the best time for memes right now, honestly, because
everybody's home making them.
And you're just down, and like it's a shitty time, and then like you see a meme that's about what's going on, but you have to laugh because it's just too funny. Like it hits it on the head, and it's dark comedy, and it's great.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, I'm loving it. Loving browsing the internet so far because that takes up like a third of my day anyway. So
social media and shit.
Yep. I know. You see, they're already like bringing down all the broadband stuff on streaming sites, and just so that they can save it, and have not everybody stream at 4K quality with stuff. It's just that everybody can use it.
They throttled a lot, like YouTube throttled, Hulu throttled. I'm pretty sure Netflix throttled.
I don't know if browsing in particular, like I haven't seen a difference in my internet browsing on like my desktop and everything, but I feel like they could definitely slow that down if they wanted to.
I think a lot of like websites are down that have to be maintained daily, because I was trying to download, because I just rebuilt my computer, and I was trying to re-download old programs that I needed to, that were vital to what I do on my computer.
Right.
And I wasn't able to get to the website to download the actual programs and stuff because they're not in service right now. It's like, it's like IP address not available. Like they're just down because I guess nobody is at their place of work running the servers,
Right. That sucks. But yeah, we talked about that last time. You were building up a new computer. How's it all done?
Yeah, it's all done. It had its fair share of woes in the first day. Me putting it together, it took me a while.
Yeah,
because I water cool my computers, so the case I had was made to fit a water cooler, but I had to adjust some of the stuff that came in the actual case itself, move things around, reconnect things, run wires, and then when I booted it up, I was having some driver issues. I had to reinstall Windows like 3 times because every time I tried to update my SATA drivers, it would just destroy my boot loop. It would just keep on booting. It was just a nightmare. But now everything's running pretty cool. It's better than my last computer as speed and stability goes. I love it.
Nice. Now the water cooling is as opposed to like a fan cooling, right?
Yeah,
it's just the other alternative.
Yeah, there's a few alternatives. Water cooling is definitely better than air cooling for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But
did you have to fill it with water?
No, it's an AI. Oh, it's a closed loop. They do sell
Okay.
custom loops. Like you could buy tubing, you could buy custom pumps and stuff, and you could run. Like I just cool my CPU with it, which is the processor.
Yeah.
That's on the motherboard. But you can actually cool your entire system. You could cool your motherboard itself. You can cool your graphics cards. You could cool your RAM. You could go crazy with it.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
not that
cool.
in
I,
depth.
d- I do like how customizable that really does become because you get to explore a little creativity, make your shit look cool.
Yeah, if you have a chance, go on like Google Images or whatever and type in custom water cooling CPUs, and like you'll see some crazy stuff these people do.
Right.
Back in the day, when I first looked into water cooling, there was this guy who would build computers in fish tanks. But you don't fill it with water. It was like some type of was it oil or whatever it is to just cool it.
Wow.
And it's really cool. Like you have like a fish tank, and he would put like a little bubble effect in it, and it just looked like your computer was just like fishes. It was cool. I'm not that crazy, but
That sounds cool though.
yeah, I love building computers.
All right. Right, that's good. I know that's what we touched upon last time, so I was excited to hear how it was going because it'll be another month or two before I get to see it. At this rate,
Who knows, man?
I know.
They're saying that the reason why the government isn't telling you anything more than a month at a time is because if they tell you you got to stay inside for 1 month, you freak out, but it's not that bad. But if the government was to tell you today that you had to stay inside for 10 months, people would lose their fucking minds, dude.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There would be the Dark Knight up in here.
Oh, speaking of the Dark Knight, I think me and my wife we just watched Joker.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I know you were holding off, I think. Right? It's not a Joker movie, but it's a story about a guy.
It's about a guy who is just getting ridiculed.
Yeah.
From the moment you see him first on screen to the end of the movie, he's just getting abused, and it's fucked up. I feel bad. I truly do feel bad for him. But as a comic, it wasn't a comic book movie. It's a character study, so I had to treat it as that. But I really, as a Joker movie, I don't like it. Like I'm like that's not a Joker movie. That's just a movie about a guy who gets pissed on his entire life.
Exactly. And you can't really the way that it was going, it was just like a retelling of origin stories you've heard over and over and over again. So they obviously borrowed from certain aspects, but then made it their own.
I didn't like the way they portrayed Thomas Wayne at all. I don't know. What did you think about it? Like,
it was a super interesting take on it. It was definitely a whoa. I haven't read all the Joker comics, but I don't think that's ever happened before. You want to talk spoilers?
Yeah, I mean the movie's been out for
the movie's been out a while. Like he accused him of being his father and everything like that. And I forget because
you're
I saw
lagging
when it came out.
Bit. You're coming in. Yeah, you're coming in a little robotic.
Damn
Internet.
Damn internet. That's what happens. What's it called? So, from what I can remember, he accused him of being his father. I don't know where that ended, if that was a definite or not.
No. He finds out that his mother, who said she used to work for Thomas Wayne, she actually is mentally ill. She has I don't know what they prescribed her, they called it, but she actually went to Arkham Asylum. She adopted Arthur Fleck. He doesn't have a name. That's his adopted name, and he doesn't know he's adopted. He doesn't know who his father is, and you find out that she worked for Thomas Wayne. She lost her mind and thought that she had an affair with Thomas Wayne, and that was her love child with him, but it really was just an adopted child.
Right. Yeah, I remember all those, but I couldn't remember the details. But yeah, I mean, it was definitely a cool movie to watch. I loved like the cinematography and everything of it. The music works so well with it, like the score, especially when he's like dancing in the restroom and everything like that.
Ugh.
And
I mean,
weird dude. I just like the way that it all came together with like, despite itself, I think the music worked perfectly with the picture.
I liked the music. because they stayed constant with it until one part of the movie where they went to like a hype up like rock song, and I'm like, the whole movie it's been like orchestra driven ambionic music, ambience type music, and now all of a sudden you're playing a rock song. This doesn't fit with what you've been trying to do the entire movie. That's what turned me off too.
Do you remember when that was? When did that happen?
When he finally puts on the Joker costume and puts on the makeup, and he's on his way to the studio to film the TV show with Robert De Niro.
I don't remember the song, but obviously that's a pivotal point of him kind of coming into his own. So that's probably why they went that way. But I can hear what you're saying. Definitely, you're gonna have a score, stick with the score. Like do what you're doing. You could always add a little bit more to that orchestral ambiance that you've already created.
Yeah,
so,
I felt like it was kind of all over the place, like that movie.
Yeah,
and really repetitive.
Yeah, it was definitely. I remember coming out of it, and I saw it and the Justin and Spencer Regis, and I remember we came out and we kind of stood in the parking lot like 15 minutes just talking about it. We were like, it had ups and downs, it's good points, it's bad points. I thought Joaquin was incredible. I thought his acting was unbelievable.
Definitely.
It was different.
One of my favorite parts of the movie was when the midget and the other guy, Carl or whatever, go to his apartment after he kills his mother because they think she just died.
Right.
And then Carl's the guy who ratted on him and got him fired. Tried to say that he tried to buy a gun off of him. Meanwhile, he's the one who gave him a gun for no reason. And he just slices his throat and stabs his eye. And then the midget is like in the corner, like freaking out. And he's like, "You never did anything wrong to me." He's like, "You can leave," like blah, blah, blah. And then like he can't open the door. And he's like petrified to ask him to open the door. And he opens the door for him and he just like kisses him on the head and tells him to go. I was just like, that's awesome.
Oh yeah. No, it was crazy. I was always trying to. I don't think they settled it either with the girlfriend. Like he goes there and then they kind of leave it up in the air about if he killed her or not. Like you don't really. He leaves the apartment in a good mood and you never see her again. It's like, did he just bang her or did he just kill her or like what just happened?
Nothing happened. Well, that relationship wise, he was imagining that the whole time. The whole relationship that he had with her, like going on a date with her, talking to her outside his apartment.
I remember that, but she was a real person.
Well, yeah. Well, at the after you find out later, like when he goes into her apartment and just sits on her couch and he's freaking out. Yeah, that he was imagining everything that happened. That's
what I mean. Like when he leaves the apartment that time, like you have no idea what he did to her. Like, did he just leave her alone? Did he freaking kill her? That I remember they left up in the air, which I kind of liked, like, cause it makes you think, damn, what else did he imagine? Like we're 3/4 of the way into the movie at this point, and we just found out that this entire relationship was a figment of his imagination.
That was a nice turn. I actually enjoyed that. Probably one of the most plot points. That was probably my most enjoyed plot point.
Right. Yeah, well, they talked about doing a sequel due to its success, but I don't think they should. I think they should just leave this as its own standalone thing. But I don't know. You never know what they do.
DC's like all over the place, man.
I think they should stick to television, man. They're killing it there.
Well, Arrow ended. Batwoman actually is pretty good. I watched all the episodes leading up to Infinite Crisis, the crossover event with all the shows, and it was actually thoroughly enjoyable. I'm not gonna lie, Ruby Rose plays a really good Batwoman.
Right. And I know you're a big fan of The Flash too, and Arrow was good. That Arrow was the only one I watched. I watched like the first season or two.
That season's brutal, man. He murders everybody. The Flash really fell off, man.
Oh yeah. Once they started like combining everybody, like Supergirl and everyone.
No, what happened is this is going to be spoilers for season 3. Flash. Him and Iris, his girlfriend. In the beginning of the show, she's his adopted sister, and he's in love with her. and it sounds a little weird, but like they're not related at all. Like his father, is in jail and his mother's dead. So this guy took him in and raised him. And apparently, he has a daughter. So they're like best friends. He's in love with her. In season 3, they start becoming a thing and they get like engaged and then they get married. So like you're taking a huge aspect out of a show of like the do they, don't they, will they, won't they type thing with the main character and his love interest, and you completely eradicate it in season 3, and now it's like stationary, like they're dating, they're like married now, and it's like you kind of lose a big area of exploration, with other people entering and leaving the show. And then they started like grouping all the characters together. Like this guy has a girlfriend, that girl has a husband, everybody got married, dating somebody, relationship issues. And I'm just like, I don't care about anybody's relationship. I want to watch the Flash beat up villains,
Right.
So that's kind of really what the show centers around now, is like romantic stuff. It's on the CW. So it's like, it is a chicky channel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a tough one, but you know what? It's still in the air.
Yeah, they're in their 6th season now. I mean, that's pretty good.
So they're getting the numbers somehow.
Yeah.
Well, not somehow. They're getting the numbers, like people are watching the show. Which is
they stopped production, actually, because of COVID,
I think basically the whole world did. Yeah, I think we said it at the top, but this is our 3rd episode recording during the quarantine. This quarantine's getting crazy, and it's pissing me off because we live in New York and it's finally getting nice outside. It's been 60 degrees the past 3 days.
Oh yeah.
It's finally getting nice out. It's the first, I guarantee you there's going to be like the best April we've ever had. It rained 20 of 30 days last April. Jesus. I guarantee you it's going to be beautiful this April just because of this shit.
Somebody posted a meme. It's like April 2019 and it's just like rain and snow and shit, and then it's like April 2020 and it's just like sunshine and green grass, but it's like quarantined and it's like you can't go out.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I'm pissed. But yeah, no, that I agree that DC is they have good things, they have bad things, and we'll see if they figure it out. Well, I feel like I always see more Zack Snyder cut stuff. Like I feel like he's been talking out much more about his Justice League cut or whatever.
I don't think his Snyder cut will save that movie, but
no, I agree.
I'd like to see it because it's like an hour of film of cinematography that they cut from the movie, right?
Right.
So I mean, that's explore more characters a little bit more instead of just rushing things into action right away. That might help it at least, but I don't think it'll save it,
Right. I did hear what's it called? That I don't think they explored it in the movie, but he did write into the script or in some of the scenes that he shot. What's it called? The one Colonel guy was playing the Martian.
Oh, Martian Manhunter?
Yeah, Martian Manhunter. Like he was set up to be that character since Superman, Man of Steel, because he's briefly in Man of Steel. So apparently he was supposed to be Martian Manhunter the whole time, and they just cut it out of the Justice League movie.
Oh man.
Yeah. So I read that the other day.
That makes sense because you're talking about the military general at the end of the Man of Steel.
Yeah.
When he's like, how can we trust you or whatever?
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm from Kansas, and then he just flies. It doesn't get more American than that, and then he flies away.
I think it's that guy. Yeah. I haven't seen the movie in a while, but I forgot the Colonel because when I read it, I was reading it. They didn't have pictures of the guy or anything like that. I don't remember who plays him, but apparently it's supposed to be. Yeah, it's supposed to be Martian Manhunter in disguise like the whole time.
Well, that plays cadence to the Supergirl TV show. Spoilers once again. In the first season, the leader of the DEO, which is the Department of Extraterrestrial whatever, he is this general, and you find out later on that he's John Jones, the Martian Manhunter.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I wonder if it's the same guy. I wonder if they put him into the show, into the TV show instead.
I can't remember his John Jones. I can't remember what his
what his character name was.
Yeah, what his because he actually takes over somebody who he's taking over is dead. Like they died, and like they were actually a real asshole, but they were like the leader of like that sector or whatever, and he takes over for them.
Okay.
He takes over his identity.
All right.
I'm trying to find his real name real quick.
Well, do you think continuing with DC and Justice League, do you think they purposely named Joaquin's Joker A Fleck, like Affleck? Like what the hell was that? That couldn't have been more coincidental. Like how did that happen?
It's awesome though.
Right? They did. Do you think they did that on purpose?
You know what? They could have. You know, just a little wink at the audience.
A little nod, yeah.
His name was Hank Henshaw. Is the name of the one in the TV show. See if Man of Steel has a general. Actually, I typed in Man of Steel and it popped up Martian Manhunter as soon as I typed it in.
Oh, really? Into like Google or something?
Yeah,
that's funny. Yeah, I read that, but I don't remember the guy who played him.
I'm trying to find.
But that's a cool setup if that was their original intention, you know.
Oh, it'd be awesome
because that would have been a huge reveal, you know. But
they're missing Green Lantern from it too.
Yeah, I you know what? After its standalone movie, I think they're waiting for like the perfect opportunity to bring that back.
I don't think it's him. His name is Harry Lennox in real life. And he played General Swanwick, so I don't think it's unless they're going to change his, you know, he's portraying that guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah, or maybe they're just trying to forget Justice League altogether and just
I think that's the correct course of action.
Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, DC, stick with TV, I think they're doing a great job there.
It's Kevin Feige of Marvel posted something yesterday that I saw about, you know, the whole situation with COVID and how they stopped production and all this stuff. And they're like talking about the Avengers being together again. So like
really?
One of like Chris Hemsworth or somebody like that, he tweeted something out. So, I mean, it looks like I could see down the line that the older actors that left will come back at some point, maybe for small cameos or like a quick, move. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like a quick seat, whatever it is. But like that, I can't wait. You know?
Oh, I know. It's. I mean, they've pushed back. Black Widow's our next movie. So with that getting pushed back, I heard they pushed back all of Phase 4.
Yeah, they
so like nothing's in production right now. And then Thor's still getting another movie, you know.
Love and Thunder.
Yeah, which I'm assuming they'll introduce, what was it, Jane as a
female Thor.
So if they do that, there's your successor to that. But it's not like he plays an old character, you know, like not that Robert Downey Jr. is old, but he is an older Tony Stark, you know, like it was kind of his time to go.
And he is human too, you know. Thor isn't. He's a god, so like he'll look that way, you know,
forever.
Yeah,
whether he's fat or skinny.
Bro Thor, dude, I love Bro Thor.
That was pretty funny. But then they did the same thing. They kind of just aged out characters like Steve Rogers and set up. I'm super excited for Falcon and
Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I love both of those characters.
But they don't have a release date on Disney Plus for that. It's just announced. They have a trailer for it. Same thing with WandaVision and Loki.
I feel like all that's kind of like, if that's their Phase 4 stuff, right? So if they push back Black Widow, they had to push that stuff back too.
But is that Phase 4 stuff? Like,
I would assume so. It's the same people, so it's got to be. It's all canon. It's all part of that MCU timeline.
Well, Vision's dead, so the WandaVision
I don't know what
show,
the hell that is. Is it, since it's called WandaVision, I know it's just their two names put together, is it going to be like just her replaying shit in her head? Like, what the hell is this? I don't know what the show's going to be about. I'm just waiting for it.
I've seen a trailer, and it looks like it takes place like back in like the 1950s. And but so if you know anything about Scarlet Witch, in the comic books, there's a comic book series called The House of M, where Scarlet Witch is actually one of the most powerful characters in the Marvel universe, and she creates an entire reality, and like she builds this reality where like her Magneto in like original iteration. There's multiple iterations of Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver's origin, but in the original the way, and also the way X-Men tells it, Magneto is their father. So in the House of M comic books, Magneto's there, Quicksilver's there, like they're all there. They're all a family,
Right.
and it's her own reality though that she made.
Yeah.
So WandaVision could be her own reality that she made with Vision still alive type
That's
thing.
what I assume, like just seeing some of the pictures and stuff like that. I would assume that she creates her own reality.
She's pregnant, apparently. People are saying, like, in the trailer, they're like, it looks like Wanda's pregnant. And I'm like,
Oh,
what?
really? What's
Yeah.
what, little robot?
Half robot, half witch.
Yeah, right. I don't know how that works. But yeah, I'm excited for all those shows to come out. I mean, obviously, there's a lot on the docket. I can't wait for Blade to be a thing again. I love the Blade movies.
They're adding him into the MCU, right?
Yeah, it's I can't remember the guy's name. But
I know.
I love the guy who's playing him too. He's so good. And I don't know how to pronounce his first name. It's like Mahershala Ali or something like that.
He played Cottonmouth in Luke Cage.
Yes, yeah. I think the last thing he did, he was just in that movie, The Green Book, last year.
Oh, my wife was talking about that yesterday.
I think that's how you say it, Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, but he's fantastic. But
Did
yeah,
you
I
like
thought that
his
was weird too
character?
because I knew he was in Luke Cage, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Well,
Did you see Luke Cage?
Yeah.
Did you like Cottonmouth?
Yeah, I thought he was a great character.
Yeah.
So I liked him a lot, especially because I liked that actor. So I thought that was cool. But he now going to be Blade. I don't know. I know they kind of separated all the TV stuff from, or at least the TV stuff that was on Netflix from the rest of the MCU. But I don't know. I don't know what their plan is there.
Yeah, I mean, when they originally had written the MCU stuff on Netflix, it was supposed to tie in, I think, a little bit. Like they mentioned the Hulk kind of in Jessica Jones and Captain America a little bit. They don't specifically say their names or like their hero names, but they allude to a big angry green guy and the guy waving the flag everywhere. Like they allude to them a lot.
Right, and I know the Shield talks about them all the time. Like you even have Agent Coulson is in the Shield.
No, is
it the Shield? Agents of Shield.
That 100% ties in. Like, I don't watch Agents of Shield, but my cousin does. And in Agents of Shield, you know how in Age of Ultron they show up with that carrier from Winter Soldier that that ties in to Agents of Shield because they find one or something like that in Agents of Shield and they prepare it for whatever, and it ends up in the movie.
All right. Yeah. See, that one I knew. Well, obviously, when you have Agent Coulson playing himself again, had to listen to the same cinematic universe. But yeah, no, you're right. They always allude to the characters without actually saying their names,
which is cool.
Yeah, it's always a little like put a smile on your face while you're watching it.
Yeah, the first time I heard her mention like the Hulk, I was like, she just mentioned the Hulk. I'm like, is the Hulk gonna show up in the show? Like, I would love for them to just, not even like he doesn't have to say anything, but like to see him in the distance, like fighting somebody, like that would just be fucking awesome.
That's fine. I was just listening to a podcast the other day with do you know Dax Shepard?
Dax Shepard.
Dax Shepard is married to Kristen Bell, and he's hysterical. He was in Idiocracy, and you know who I'm talking about.
Let's Go to Prison, and
yeah, exactly. Without a Paddle.
Yeah, I know Dax Shepard. Yes,
and so he's so funny. But he has a podcast called The Armchair Expert, where I think he basically just does it in his house, like in his attic or something like that, and he just sits down with people. But he was doing a podcast with Kumail Nanjiani, the guy from The Big Bang Theory, not The Big Bang Theory, from Silicon Valley that got really jacked, who's going to be in The Immortals.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, the Indian, Pakistani. He's Pakistani, but he just got like super jacked.
Did he really?
Oh yeah, super jacked to play the Immortals, and
Salma Hayek.
Yeah, and his last role was Silicon Valley, like or his more famous one was playing a nerd on Silicon Valley. But he sat down with him and Rob McElhenney from It's Always Sunny.
Oh God.
Because the two of them just got jacked for like their last roles. Like Rob got super ripped after being super fat for It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Okay.
So, and Kumail just got jacked to play because his reasoning was, you always see the brown guys in shows. This are his words, not mine. He was like, you always see the brown guys in shows and they always play like the nerdy guy who's on the other end of the comm, and he's like, I wanted to show little brown kids like myself that they could be jacked and ripped.
I just saw a picture of him. He's shredded, dude. Shredded.
And like completely different than what he was. But Dax was talking to the two of them about fitness and everything like that, because of the roles that they play, and one of them being another movie in the MCU.
Speaking of fitness,
I know it's funny because they were just going on and on about all this stuff, and then when I was listening to the podcast, they just recorded it too. So like being in the quarantine and everything, and so it was funny listening to what other people are doing as well. Like I'm a certified personal trainer, so I've been like trying to work out as well. My girlfriend Christine asks me all the time, like about workouts and stuff. Every day she calls me and she's like, "All right, write up the workout and we'll do it, and we'll do it over Zoom or whatever if I can't see it." And I'm like, "All right." So it gets tough, but it's funny when you listen to the celebrities doing it and they're like, "Oh yeah, just go down to the gym," and most of them have all the equipment in their house. And,
yeah, it must be nice.
I know, right? I'm lucky enough to have a few things here. In the past, I've got a barbell from somebody and a couple of plates, and for the most part, I've just been using freaking bands.
Well, I saw that you and your sisters were like working out in the backyard with a free weight barbell or whatever. And
yeah. Christine came over the other day, and her and my sister Justine and myself, we kind of just set it. It was beautiful out. Like I said, 60 degrees in New York the past few days. So we set up the barbells and just did like a workout outside, but it sucks, like I think I said it on the last podcast or 2 podcasts ago that I my track team, like most of the kids, I got 100 kids on my track team, and most of them are at home doing nothing. I know it, but the other half that care are like begging for workouts and stuff like that and trying to work out and don't know what to do other than body weight stuff. Like everybody knows body weight stuff, but there's a lot of people out there who can't do push-ups, so they do what they can. But
doing push-ups the other day, so we were trying to keep my stepson active, because he doesn't have gym class. He's full of energy all the time. We got to get it out somehow.
Oh yeah.
So we're playing basketball in the driveway, and then it's like, yo, George, let's do a push-up challenge. I'm like, every push-up you do, I do, right? So I start. I'm like, all right, let me start. I'll do 10, then you do 10. And we have to just match each other and try to do more than the other person. I did 10. He did 15. So I have to do 5 now, and then I have to do as many as I can after that. So I did 10. Then he did 10. So that means we just kept going back and forth, dude. We were up to like 40-something push-ups. The next day, my back was killing me. I couldn't even walk.
Oh, that's so funny. That's good though. That's exactly what you need to do with these little kids, and it's the perfect time for a lot of these little kids to do stuff like that. Get outside, play basketball, freaking do a little body weight, because that's how you don't put a kid in the gym. Like if you're under 12 years old, I don't think the kid should be in the gym. Teach them stuff, but they shouldn't be fucking throwing a bench press.
Supposedly that stunts their growth, right?
Yeah, it can.
He's small enough already. He's really short for his age, so I don't want to make him smaller than he has to be,
No, but it's good for them. Like when we were kids, how did we do it? We got leg muscles by riding our bikes every freaking way,
Oh, I just taught him how to ride a bike the other day.
Did you? That's what I mean. Like you ride your bike. We used to ride our bikes freaking miles
all day long. Every day.
That was it. You went to one person's house, you picked up the next person, and then you're like, all right, now all 7 of us are going to ride to this person's house, and that's just what it was.
In the summer, we would ride our bikes to 7-Eleven, to the train station, to the deli, to the pizzeria, and like all that stuff, where I grew up, that's not like 7-Eleven's close, but any of those other places that we rode our bike to were so far away.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Christina and I were riding bikes like 2 weeks ago, I want to say, and we rode to a park on Johnson Avenue over here, and if you go through the whole park, you go around this little pond, and it's actually the underpass that that underpass that's all graffitied up that goes underneath the tracks.
Yeah, that's where
onto
we used to hang out there all the time.
Yeah, like it was funny. I forgot that they connected from the park that's on Johnson, and I was riding by. I was like, "Oh shit, we're at the underpass over here." And Christine's like, "What's that?" I was like, "This gets you under the tracks." I was like, "This is how you get to Easton." And she's like, "Oh shit." But it was funny. We were over there, and it's nice, like it's nice getting out there riding your bike. There's too many damn people out there doing it, so we kind of stopped. But it was nice for a while it lasted.
Did the lake dry up? Because the last time I was in there was like no water in that lake where you ride your all the boardwalk area where you ride your bike.
Yeah. The boardwalk's like brand new. I think they redid it.
Really?
Yeah. But
maybe they dried up the lake to rebuild the boardwalk, and then they're gonna let the dam go and flow back in.
Possibly, because there was water. It wasn't dried up. It wasn't. I wouldn't say it was like massively filled, but it definitely wasn't dried up.
I know it started to get taken over by like marsh and swamp, because we used to explore in there, as kids. Like, we'd climb trees, we would go off beaten trails to try to find new locations for like manhunt and stuff, and like paintball wars and shit. So like we would find these crazy locations, and then you go back like 5 years later, and they're not there anymore. Like they're
it's
gone.
all different. Dude, there used to be a bike path or bike jumps like 5 blocks away from me, and I used to ride my bike down there with my buddies. We used to go do bike jumps all freaking day and then ride back, and those bike jumps aren't there anymore. They completely took them out and just put real estate there. There's 2 houses in the plots that used to have jumps.
Oh man,
I know
across the street from Johnson Park, like the entrance over there, we used to have bike jumps over there. You cross the street, you kind of go up like the hill a little bit, and then it like levels out. And we used to just go up there and just play music all day and just just build ramps and just do tricks.
Yeah, I know. We used to. One of my buddies had like a downhill driveway, so we used to just set up one of those. You remember the X Factor ramps?
Oh, the plastic black ones?
Yeah, those plastic black ones. We used to just set it up at the bottom of his driveway, leading onto grass, and we would just go down the driveway and just be like, "All right, I'm coming." Like you didn't even have to skate; you just let go and flying, hitting these ramps and just crashing into the grass. It was so stupid.
Dude, one time we had those set up at Ronnie's house. So we had 2 of them. So it was like a landing ramp and a launching ramp. I went off of it, but I went off of it so wrong. I hit the tree. full speed hit a tree, dude.
On a bike?
Yeah, and it wasn't a small tree. It's like a legit tree.
Yeah, so you stopped in your fucking tracks in the middle.
Dude, painful. But you're a kid. You're durable, I do that today. I think I'm out of work for like 6 months.
Well, we're just talking about doing push-ups and having back issues the next day. Like I did deadlifts the other day with that bar, and I can't feel my legs for the past 2 days.
Oh God,
it's funny.
I miss going to the gym.
I know, right? You were going with Nick for a while. Like you guys were hitting up World Gym like every day, right?
We hit up World Gym every day, and then World's closed, and then. I tried Platinum for a little while. I didn't like it there because all the equipment was like run down and barely maintenance, and there's only 1 of everything.
Yeah.
He tried LA Fitness, and he's like, dude, there's 4 of everything. He's like, it gets busier at like 5 o'clock, but like if you can get there at 3 o'clock or before you go to work, dude, it's perfect. There's never a wait. You can get in and out. So we were going there for like a good year and a half together every day.
Yeah.
But then, hours change with jobs, girlfriends, wives. Whatever. And then I kind of fell out of the gym. He still goes strong. I haven't been to a gym in, I would say, 2 years, unfortunately.
That's all right. This is everybody's 2020 resolution right here, right? Home workouts.
Oh, I was going to buy a Peloton yesterday. I actually ordered one.
Oh, yeah. Well, you were saying that. So what, the bike?
Yeah, the Peloton bike. Because I like riding the bikes.
Yeah. I hate bikes and treadmills and everything. I don't like cardio machines like that, except for the rower. Like I love the row machine.
That's the one when you sit in it and you just pull back, go forward. That
you go forward and back and forward and back. I love the row machine, but What made you decide not to get the Peloton?
Okay, so when I used to go to the gym, I used to ride, depending on what day it was, I'd either ride for a half hour, 45 minutes, or an hour before my workout or after my workout, depending on the day. I just love riding the bike because the treadmills are so bad on your knees and your ankles. And I have, like, for some reason, my ankles, I get a lot of pain in them, my knees too. I don't know. From being knocked around, I guess, as a kid, just the abuse took a toll on my joints.
They get wear and tear.
So I prefer the bike. I know it's not as good as the treadmill or the elliptical, but I prefer the bike. I was going to buy the Peloton, and then I looked at reviews because my mother-in-law, you got to look at reviews before you purchase something that expensive because it's like $2,600.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm like, if it's $2,600, it's got to be a quality bike. You know, it's got that big LED screen on it, blah, 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 all that stuff. They charge you $40 a month for a membership fee in order to get into the classes that they do on the bike.
Yeah, that's basically what you're paying for. Is you're paying for this big piece of equipment, but you're paying a monthly fee to be a part of the program.
But dude, $40 a month just to ride a bike.
Yeah.
Now I paid
you're paying them for the motivation, really. It's like those people who cannot self-motivate and they'll be like, "Oh, the bike's there, but I'm not really gonna do anything." Like, because Christine's cousin has one and swears by it because she's very motivated though. Like she loves the people in the program and stuff like that. And that's really what you're paying for.
It's the motivation more than anything.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have $2,600 to just shell out right away right now.
Yeah.
You know, I got a kid coming, so I was going to do monthly installments, which if you pay it off over 3 years, it's like $62 a month. But then you add the $40 at membership fee, it's $100 something a month just to ride this bike. And that's all it does. You just ride a bike. You know, and then I also heard that the classes that they offer on the bike fill up. And I don't understand that because it's a digital class. It's one person broadcasting it to everybody that wants to like watch, but there's only a certain amount of people they allow into the class at one time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, I don't understand that. So I'm like,
I'm not sure how that works, but I know that they definitely they personalize it. So like if you get on the bike and you join the class, they'll shout you out. They'll be like, "Oh, hey, so and so, like Karen just joined. What's up, Karen? Oh, this is Karen's 100th time doing the Peloton workout." You know, like they'll shout you out. So, but they got to open it up to a certain amount of people. They can't keep it like super low, you know.
I don't know the exact number, but I know I was reading that like, yeah, another class filled up on me at the only time I can work out today. This sucks. You know, like they're like, without the membership fee, paying for the bike to get access to these things, the bike is useless. It's not worth $2,600.
Yeah.
You know, like you could get a Nordic Track or a Bowflex for like $1,000. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna look into another fitness bike. You know, just to have something to do at home.
Yeah,
you know?
no, 100%. And I know you're somebody who could put on a freaking album and ride for the 45 minutes that album will play, you know, like, and be fine, you know?
Yeah, that's what I used to do.
Yeah, that's so if Peloton's not for everybody. I know Christine was saying the same thing. She wanted one. And then we were like looking at it and we were the same way. We were like, Christine's a self-motivator. She can go work out and be fine. You know, she's like, I don't need somebody yelling at me on a bike and me paying $40 a month for it. And I was like, you're right. Yeah, you don't need that. So until her knees finally wear out, run the roads and run on the track, she's chill doing that.
Yeah, she's had a few surgeries on her knees, hasn't she?
Oh yeah, multiple. 2 ACLs, an MCL, and twice with the meniscus.
Yeah, because I remember she had to sit out for an entire soccer season or something like that because she hurt herself like one of the first games of the season or something.
Yeah, I think that might have been her freshman or sophomore year of college. And then she just tore her meniscus for the second time recently.
Same one?
It was the same one. Well, how a meniscus, like when you tear it, it's like the inside the knee, so it's part of the cartilage. Or like in between, you know, that meniscus there. So what happened? It's kind of circular, and she cut it, and it's called a bucket tear, and it kind of folded over on itself, like the handle of a bucket would. You know how like when you pick it up, straight up, or if you let go, it like folds over. So it folds over itself, and you can feel it, She's like, it really bothers me. And what they do is the first time she had the surgery on it, they took it, they folded it back down the way it was and kind of just sealed it up. When she tore it the second time, it was the same thing, and it unsealed, it re-ripped, So what they did is they just went in there, and instead of folding it back down, they just cut it out. Thing is, with that meniscus, that doesn't grow back. Like, if it's gone, it's gone. You just have less of it now,
Ugh, man, that's just disgusting. It sounds like.
Yeah, it's no good. But it's a very minor surgery. Like, I went there with her before her evaluate, like, in and out in like an hour. I think it was very quick.
Well, now it is.
Yeah.
My
now
dad,
it is. I don't know how it was back in the day.
Shit, my dad tore his meniscus. I want to say 15 years ago, maybe a little bit longer. I was still a kid.
Yeah.
I think I was in junior high, maybe first year of high school, and he tore it. He was, out for like 2 weeks. Now it's like you get it done, you're out on your leg the next day.
Yeah. I mean, they tell you, obviously they don't want you on it, but you can walk around.
Yeah, like you can't drive, you can't do certain things, but he was like in bed limping to go to the bathroom type of situation.
Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, that means that it definitely wasn't as microscopically as they can do it now.
Oh, the scars are huge back in the day.
Yeah, I know. There's like, now it's like 2 little dots and you're good to go. You can barely even tell it's there.
They said back in the day that most of the time, the scarring from the actual surgery was worse than the actual injury.
I believe that. Completely believe that. Christine's got, because she tore her ACL in both knees. She's got like a 6-inch scar on both knees. It's massive.
Oh, really?
Yeah, right in the front. And the biggest thing with the scars is like they go away. Hers are barely noticeable now, but when you first get it, it's like a big deal. It's huge.
It's all red and everything.
Yeah. And if you don't take care of it, it could turn purple and stay that way. You don't want that. That fucking sucks. Like the sun will completely discolor your scar if you don't take care of it.
That's true.
Yeah. I remember when I got 30 stitches in my eyebrow, and that was like a big thing. They were like, if you don't take care of this, you're going to have you don't want your face to be purple for the rest of your life. Like, fucking don't go outside in the sun. And if you are going to go outside in the sun, put some freaking sunscreen on. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'll listen to that. It's my face. That makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. I busted my face open one time.
Doing what?
I had a Rottweiler. I don't know if you remember her. She was not my last one, my first one. She was huge, dude. Like 130 pounds pure muscle. Like giant dog. But she loved people.
I love Rotties, dude. I had a Rottie when I was a kid.
Dude, her head was so massive, but she hated baths. So my mother was I don't know, she was running the water in the bathroom, like in the shower, I guess, to get ready to go into the shower or to clean it or whatever it was. My dog was upstairs and she must have thought it was her time to get a bath. So she freaked out and ran into my room. Now as she's running into my room, I'm going like to dive onto my bed and to just like plop on my bed and just face first it, and just lay there. She collides her head with my eye and split my whole eye, like from eye socket to eye socket end was just split open.
Ugh.
And I'm covering my eye and I'm like, oh fuck, my dad's like, get up, stop being a little bitch. And I'm like, all right. I get up and I pull my hand off my eye and my dad's like, no, sit down. He's like, sit down. We gotta go to the hospital. He's like, don't freak out. We gotta go to the hospital. I'm like, what? And I look at my hand. There's just blood everywhere, dude, over.
Dude, it's tight skin, especially when you're a kid. It's tight skin up there, and the bone, especially like the occipital bone that covers the eye, is like there's no meat in between there. You smack that shit's cutting.
You just bleeding like a stuck pig.
Orbital bone. I said occipital. I think it's orbital bone. Sorry.
I don't know. You're the fitness guy,
right?
I don't know this shit. You could have told me it was the bone. Fucking Aja Slaja, and I would have fucking believed you.
The schnozberries tastes like schnozberries. No shit, that's scary, dude. Though, because that shit hurts, especially when like dogs' heads. My dog's head. She's a blue nose pit bull. She smacks her head on everything, dude, and is unfazed.
Yeah,
like doesn't care. And I know Rotties are the same freaking way.
Beastly.
They're so beastly. They're awesome. And they're so low. It's so funny when something that big is so lovable, you know? Like you just walk and they just want to cuddle and they just want to lay down and
Oh
chill,
yeah.
you know, like they're the best.
She thought she was like the size of a chihuahua because like you'd sit on the couch and she'd be like, "Oh, it's time to cuddle." So she would jump on the couch and like sit on you. And, like just lay there. You're like, "Dude, you weigh 130 pounds. Like you hurt. Like get off me."
She's like, "Nah, I'm a lap dog."
Yeah. She start licking you and shit. Oh, I miss that dog so much.
That's funny. I know. Dogs are freaking great. We had to leave my Roddy. I lived in Florida when we had her, and we had to leave her down there because we couldn't bring her with us to New York. So we wound up giving her to like a family that had 2 other Rottweilers. So now this was like the 3rd one that they were gonna have. And I remember for a while they used to send us Christmas photos every year because their kids were older at the time, so they had the 3 Rotties in the house. So every Christmas card was the 3 Rottweilers, and it was awesome. I love when people do that. You know, like if you have to give a dog away for a certain reason, and like keep you posted, keep you updated on the dog. It's nice.
Yeah. I know Bill Burr because I listened to his podcast. He had a pit bull that he rescued. So she had issues with people, other animals, all that stuff. So he had, he has a kid now. When he first had the child, he had to give away the dog. But instead of giving away the dog, what he did was he pays his personal trainer for like the dog trainer to live with the dog. Like he pays for the guy's apartment. He takes care of the dog. He brings the dog to visit. He goes and visits the dog. So it's like he can't have the dog, but he knows the dog's being taken care of amazingly because this guy lives for free. You know what I mean? Like it's like you live in this house, I'll pay for everything as long as this dog's alive. So you know that guy's gonna keep that dog alive for as long as he can.
That's fucking awesome. I know. Yeah, I was actually listening because Bill Burr also does the Bill Burt with Burt Kreischer.
Great.
And that podcast you listen, they had a new one come out this morning, episode 9, I believe it is.
I'm a little behind. I was listening to I'm bouncing between Santino and Bobby Lee's. And
dude, Bad Friends is I know we've been talking about Bad Friends is my favorite podcast right now. It's incredible.
They are the funniest 2 people that are mismatched, but they the way they are with each other, it's just the greatest thing ever.
Oh, it's so funny. But yeah, so the Bill Burt, I've been catching up. That's what I've been doing basically, you know, like while I'm doing homework and shit, I've been listening to podcasts the whole time. So I'm catching up on everything. And I'm loving that like all my favorite podcasters are recording basically the same way we are. So that they can keep it going and stuff like that. Obviously, when you have big podcasts that like people actually watch, it's you want to keep that going. But it's been so nice to like have that little outlet to go to.
Yeah,
but
man.
In the one this morning, the Bill Burt one, he talked about the dog you were just talking about. His,
Chloe, Cleo.
Yeah, and he was like, "Yeah, I had a blue nose pit bull, but she didn't get along with the kid," and basically that whole story, but the abridged version.
It's tough, you know. I love. Listen, man, I'm a dog person. I'm an animal person. I like animals more than I like people. You know, I'm gonna be straight out with you. Like, I don't really like people, to be honest. So like, I fucking love animals, dude. Love them. My dog is my child, you know.
Yeah, I know. My grandma's got this weird obsession with tiny dogs, and she just got a new tiny dog. It's a Maltese mixed with something, but it's like a teacup version, dude. It's like 3 pounds.
A Maltipoo?
It's not even. I don't know what it is. I think it's a Maltese mixed with a Shih Tzu. I want to say.
Oh, multi shit.
Yeah, multi shit. And shit piece. But no, I don't know what the dog is. I could be totally wrong in saying that. All I know is it's 3 pounds. It's, don't get me wrong, it's adorable, but it's like a kitten. It's a tiny little thing. And it's funny because you got to be really careful around it because you don't know where the fuck it is. It just walks underneath you the whole time. And you step on that dog, you kill it, you know?
Yeah, man.
Crazy. My grandma's freaking out because it's like eating the legs of all her furniture. And she was like, I don't want to bend down and freaking grab this dog and do that shit. She's like, it keeps biting all the legs of the furniture. I was like, why don't you take socks and go put it on every leg? I was like, you're in quarantine. Who cares? Put some socks on your legs, on the furniture legs.
Speaking of dogs eating furniture, I saw somebody post a meme the other day. It was like day whatever of quarantine. The dog's looking at me like, "See, this is why I chew the furniture." Like, because like a dog's always stuck at home. The dog doesn't really experience outside life, and I was just
Right.
racking up. It's perfect because a lot of people right now are just like, "I'm stuck at home. I'm stuck at home. I'm stuck at home." It's like, dude, you're safe at home.
Yeah.
Okay. There's people out there that unfortunately have to go out there every day and risk bringing the infection home to their families or even getting them themselves. And they're doing it because they have to, or they're doing it to save lives, So
Yeah.
just be grateful that you're home and that you're alive and healthy,
Right. Dude, did you see that thing? The Amazon worker who was freaking out.
He was protesting outside and he's like talking about essential items.
Yeah, you saw that. And he's like, "What the fuck?" He was like, "Dildos ain't essential."
Yeah, I watched that video like 3 times.
That was so funny.
He's right.
Oh man, he's 100% right. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure there are things on Amazon that people are actually buying to live, but that sex toys are like one of the number one things that are selling right now on Amazon. Yeah, not essential.
I think what he was saying prior to that initial statement, because I watched a little bit of a longer one.
Okay. I saw a brief 20-second clip.
He was saying that, the warehouse is out of what is deemed an essential item. He's like, so we should not have to come to work and risk getting sick, and you should disinfect the plant because there are confirmed cases in the area. Disinfect the plant and have nobody come in until there are essential items back into the distribution plant. That's what his main argument was.
Yeah,
which I understand.
Is a good argument. Yeah, that's a fine argument. And he's right. If you're open because you're essential and you no longer have the essential shit, close. Amazon, they'll survive.
Oh, they make plenty of money, man.
It's crazy.
A lot of my computer came from Amazon, and my stepson's pretty much whole computer except for 2 pieces came from Amazon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
See, so it's. I mean, we're lucky that they're open, but I don't feel. I mean, I feel terrible for the workers that have to go in for bullshit stuff.
And I heard their working conditions are really shitty.
Yeah, I can imagine they're not great.
I don't know.
Especially now when everybody's wearing gloves and masks and disinfecting all this machinery and shit like that. It's got to be nuts.
Dude, people still don't get it though out here. I went shopping last week after my last day of work for the week to stock up on 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks worth of stuff, get frozen goods, fruits, vegetables, just stuff we needed in the house that we ran out of since last time I went. I went in wearing a full mask. I paint at my job, so I have an actual HEPA filtered mask that's legit made by the company that makes the N95 masks.
Yeah.
So I have a legit mask. And I had goggles, not goggles, but I had see-through sunglasses on so that I could keep it from getting in my eyes, because it's another one of the ways you can contract it is through your eyes, mouth, and nose. And there's employees there working, not wearing masks, not wearing gloves, calling me, "Look at this idiot." That's what they said to me. "Look at this idiot." Then they had people in the store, no glasses, no masks, no gloves, using their phones, touching the carts, touching stuff on shelves, putting stuff back. I'm just do you people not pay attention to what is going on?
I'm telling you, New Yorkers don't want to be told what to do, man. Here's what I think. If you want to go outside without your stuff on, I think you should be shamed. But workers need gloves. Workers need to be wearing gloves and masks. You're breathing and touching on everything, especially in a grocery store.
They put
there was a video that went the other day where a guy was coughing and stuff like that on produce, and somebody went over and slapped the shit out of him. And they were like, "Listen, I'm willing to touch you," and boom, fucking smacked him in the face for coughing on shit. It's come on, man.
People, man. Somebody, I don't know if it was out here, but my mother-in-law told me, unfortunately, this happened, that people are this fucked up. There was a woman and her 2 children at a Costco or a BJ's or whatever buying stuff. And some guy went over to the 6-year-old, and I think it was a 6-year-old and a 5-year-old or whatever it was, and stabbed them because they were Asian.
What
Like,
the fuck, man?
yeah, yeah. I, I'm appalled to even have to say that. Like,
That's crazy.
and
Oh man, that's crazy.
and one of the workers actually stopped the guy from doing it. Like, he tackled the guy or whatever, and there was an off-duty like corrections officer like in the store or something like that who what'd you call it, detained the guy, like held him in a headlock until the authorities arrived.
And people don't want to be touching each other, and these people are going out of their way to do stuff like that because there's some sick people out there, dude. That's fucked up.
Right?
That's so fucked up.
I couldn't even
Stab
believe it when
somebody,
she
yeah.
said that to me. A kid, not even a person, not even an adult. It was the children. He went
Yeah.
after the children. A
Fucking
6-year-old
psycho.
and a fucking, I think it was a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old or whatever. Like, are you kidding me?
That's crazy.
That 6-year-old is going to be scarred for the rest of their life.
Literally
And
and figuratively.
And hopefully that 3-year-old can forget about it because, you know, you're that young, you may not be able to really remember.
Yeah.
But holy shit, man.
Fucking people are nuts, dude. Especially right now. What do you think is going to happen when this all blows over and people are allowed to go out again? You think people are going to be like, go right back to normal, or you think people are going to be like still weary about shit?
Still weary.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to be still weary.
Yeah.
They were saying like, oh, like, you think people are still going to, you know, shake hands, you know, again. Me and my mother-in-law and my wife were talking about it the other night, and we think it's going to take a few years, maybe a decade before like things start to go back to normal, you know?
You think so?
Yeah, I don't, you know, me personally, because
Just as far as human interaction? Because, like, you know, as soon as shit comes back, like, businesses and every like business, entertainment, all that stuff is going to want to go back to what they were doing because they're losing a lot of money, right? So, like, they'll go back. But I think I can jump on board with you with the human interaction thing, you know? Like, people might be a little weary about being so close to one another all the time.
like me and you, we love going to concerts, right? And
Right.
my favorite thing about being at a concert is going into the mosh pit. You know,
Yeah.
I love being up close in the crowd, feeling the music, you know, jumping around with everybody. To think about doing that now, I'm like, oh my God, like, I don't even know if I would want to do that for a long time because you know how close we are. If you're against the stage rails, you're smushed in like 30 people in like 5 square feet. Like, it's like,
Oh, yeah.
it's crazy. So like that aspect, like that's going to change my life in that regard. I might not ever want to go to a mosh pit again, you know?
Yeah.
Shaking hands is going to be different. You know, I'm definitely going to think about, you know, washing my hands a lot more. My hands are raw from washing them so much. They're peeling, you know, like I'm putting moisturizer on, but I literally, every time I touch something that's from the outside or like play basketball, before I eat, I wash my hands. Before I go to the bathroom, after I go to the bathroom, I'm washing my hands. You know, taking out the trash, washing my hands because the garbage bin touched my garbage cans. You know, like I'm always washing my hands right now, and I don't think I will ever stop that now because of what I've seen happen. You know, my cousin in California, he knows a few people who unfortunately passed away from this stuff, and they know his mother-in-law and father-in-law are positive with COVID, and then they're not young. You know, I think they're in their 60s. You know,
Yeah.
so like
that's scary.
It's not directly affecting me, but it's directly affecting people in my family. You know.
Yeah. My mom's cousin just got diagnosed with it.
Shit, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. And he's from Long Island, you know, like I think he lives in like Kings Park.
Wow, that's not too far.
No, not at all. It's nuts. I think every single person is going to come out of this knowing somebody or someone or have a friend. Like, we're all going to be like the 6 degrees of separation with this COVID, you know, like you're going to know somebody who passed from it, from some sort of situation, you know.
My wife, you know, she's a teacher, so she's every once in a while she's getting like every day she gets an email about a student whose grandfather passed away because of it. You know, and she's crying. She's like, these little kids don't have a grandfather now because of this shit.
Yeah, because of this crazy fucking psychotic.
Then you got other people that are going out every day, not caring. Fucking crazy, man. Just listen to what they're telling you to do. Just stay inside.
That's it, you know, like I get it. Here's the thing. People are acting like this is happening to them. You know, like this is happening to the world, man.
Sure.
That's and then get out of this shit is to just pull down, take one for the team. You know, fucking just take it for a little while.
I
Find
don't
something to do.
I don't know about the fact of this. I saw Yahoo posted an article that 13 people who originally had COVID at the beginning have just been re-diagnosed with COVID. So you're not immune from it once you get it. So unless we seriously take action or find a vaccine, it's just going to keep cycling. It's never going to go away, because if you have it and you can get it again like a month later, it's never going to go away. It's just going to keep cycling through the population until we're all gone. Just fucking stay home. Take precaution and stay home.
No. It's fucking crazy, but enough of that shit. I can't talk about it anymore.
Yeah, unfortunately. Sorry for the depressing last stretch of this.
It's just, you know what? It's hard to not talk about what's fucking going on in the world right now. You know? We're living through history. Living through a major historical event.
Yeah, definitely a world-changing event.
Yeah,
you know?
And not just like a states thing, not a New York thing, a fucking worldwide catastrophic pandemic.
Speaking of worldwide catastrophic pandemics, I've been playing Resident Evil 3.
Look at that.
It's like, why am I doing this to myself? I'm playing a fucking game about a virus that breaks out, and like, this is really what's happening. Fuck.
Well, I think last time you talked about watching Outbreak and Contagion and stuff like that. You know, like you're drawn to shit like that. But how is Resident Evil? It came out this week, right?
Yeah, it came out. Did it come out this week? I think it came out last
week. I don't. Usually, I feel like games come out on Tuesdays and Fridays.
I think it came out on the 3rd. Yeah, April 3rd.
So I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah. It is definitely taking its notes from Resident Evil 2. You know, strongly with the cover,
remake,
like,
right?
Yeah. It's like literally Resident Evil 2 transplanted into Resident Evil 3. But it does have different mechanics in it that I don't know if I'm truly a fan of. They have like this dodge mechanic in the game now where like if a zombie tries to like tackle you or hug you, you can like double tap spacebar in a direction and you'll like roll under them or whatever, and it like plays it makes like your screen like get like super white, like I don't know, like a speedy transition type thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool, but I'm not sure if I love it as a mechanic for the overall game.
Yeah.
Nemesis is fucking annoying. Oh my god.
Really? Well, does he follow you around the whole game like Mr. X did in the 2 remake?
So the major difference between this one and 2 is you play as both characters in the campaign. Now in 2, you played as one character for the entire campaign, and then you could play the other character's campaign. This
Afterwards,
is like
as like a right.
You could choose whoever you wanted to play as, and then you play their campaign, and then you could play as Leon or Claire again. You know, in this one, it's like you start the game off as Jill, then you play as Carlos for a little while, then you go back to playing as Jill, then you go back to playing as Carlos. I don't particularly like games that do that, but their stories are very closely woven together. So it's not like Halo 5 where like Locke was like in another planet tracking Master Chief, and then you're playing as Master Chief running away. It's kind of like a cohesive story. So I'm not bothered by it, you know.
Right.
And it runs into Resident Evil 2, which I find awesome.
Right.
You didn't play Resident Evil 2 remake, did you?
I didn't play Resident Evil 2. I know it's everybody's talking. I'm just not a Resident Evil. No, I appreciate games. I'm just never been drawn to them. Nothing about them makes me want to go, yeah. But I have heard that the 2 new ones are fantastic.
Do you like horror in general? Do you like survival horror?
Not my thing really.
Yeah, see that's basically what Resident Evil tugs on is like jump scares and survival horror. Like you have like 5 bullets and there's 6 zombies chasing you, and each one of them takes 3 shots to kill. It's like you got to run, pull out your knife, stab one, back up, stab. You know what I mean? Like it's like, and that's on like the lowest difficulty. Like I'm playing on the 2nd difficulty in this game, and it's only 3, I think.
Yeah.
So like I'm having a hard time. I got to a boss fight. I ran out of ammo halfway through the boss fight. I literally had to stab the boss to death. I streamed it. Like, you could watch my stream. Like, I literally had to stab the boss to death.
That's funny. You streamed it? All right, I gotta watch it.
Yeah, I try to stream single player games. I try not to play them without streaming. Because I try
I like watching your streams.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, so I have it up there up to what I've played. But it runs into 2, which is really cool. 2 takes the main area of 2 is the police station in Raccoon City.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point in this one, you end up getting to that police station just before the events of Resident Evil 2 start to happen. So like,
so it's like a prequel to it?
It's not like a like it's kind of like it's literally like 15 minutes before Resident Evil 2 happens. Like, you're doing something, but then like it's running at the same time as Resident Evil 2 after that point.
Right.
It's pretty cool. Like, I like that because they both take place in Raccoon City. So you're getting Jill and Carlos's story which takes place a little bit before the events of Resident Evil 2. Then you get to the police station. The guy who's in the police station when you get there in Resident Evil 2 just gets bit by the zombie. And then in Resident Evil 2, when you get there, he's already bleeding and he's like sitting there like, oh, I got bit. Like, like
shit. That's cool.
Yeah.
It's always nice when you see like games do callbacks and shit like that.
You actually spend a few minutes in the police station doing stuff too, which was like, oh, I remember this room from 2. Oh, I hope this fucking zombie isn't here from 2. That I had to fight last time. That's gonna suck, like it's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. What else you've been playing? You playing anything?
Yeah, I don't remember what I was playing last time we talked, but I recently beat Gears of War 2. I'm on my Gears of War run. I definitely think I've brought that up. I'm on my Gears of War run now that I've gotten a chance to actually sit down and play games. And I beat Gears of War 1. I just beat Gears of War 2 last night. And
what did you think?
I liked Gears 2 better than I liked the first one, just because I felt like it had more. Basically, it was the exact same game with some slightly updated like mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, the mechanics were the same, but I liked the variety of enemies and stuff. I thought, what? Good.
Did they add the new Lancer into that one, or is that 3 that they added?
That's 3. So I just started 3 this morning.
Okay.
And but so Gears 2 was really cool. Basically, I felt like as far as enemies, you just had the Locust in the first one, really, until like the boss battle, and the Brumac. But in this one, like the Reavers land every so often. You have those, I think they call them like dog monkeys or something like that. Like there's a guy riding on the back of this one thing. So like the enemy varieties switch up, and it makes cool little changes and stuff. It makes the combat more fun. But it was essentially the same game, just a little bit more of an added story, which was cool.
I remember you had complained about Dom's story in Gears 2 last time we had spoken.
Yeah, it was just the Maria thing it was supposed to tug at your heartstrings,
and I really didn't give a shit about that storyline at all.
There was like a little subplot in it.
Even when he makes the ultimate sacrifice?
Yeah, because I saw it coming.
Yeah, I mean,
that I think that was the only reason. Like they did try and play up that part, but at that point I really just didn't care. And because it was interwoven into what you had to do anyway. So it was kind of like they could have done without it. It was cool that they added it in. I wasn't enveloped into it really.
Mm-hmm.
But what's it called? I would say I definitely like the game overall better than the first one, but there was no real boss fight,
I'm trying to remember that.
This one, it was like, so you got all the way down.
I remember the ending with Jacinto, right? That's this one?
Yeah, so like you break the pillars and bury Jacinto and flood the Locusts. Like their horde
brood
thing.
or whatever.
Yeah. So, but you like get what you finally confront Queen, who's like a human. And but you confront the Queen, she runs away, you fight like that little guy that looks like a predator with a staff. And that's it. And he's not that hard, Well, I'm not playing on like the insane difficulty, but
Yeah.
he didn't seem that hard on the normal difficulty. But you fight him real quick, and then you jump on a Reaver, which was dope, and like get out of there. And then at the end of the game, you jump on top of a Brumac and like just shoot the shit out of stuff. And so it's kind of like it's a big epic conclusion, but there was no real boss fight. So it was different, like it was definitely different than the first game. And again, I definitely liked it better than the first game. And so far, from what I've played from 3, I'm hoping this is my favorite one because the beginning so far, I've played the first act. So like the first 6 chapters.
Okay.
And I love it so far. They really this is a 2011 game, I want to say. So like you're at a time where we have this is a time when games are starting to fall into that narrative place. Like Uncharted, all 3 Uncharted games are out by this point, so like on the PlayStation side. So on the Xbox side, I can already see that even in the first act, Gears 3 has way more cutscenes and like characters actually conversing with each other a lot more. Bigger teams, like now you have Anya is like a fighter now, and she's with Marcus and Dom and I forget the other guy, Jace.
Oh, okay.
And then you can play as Cole. Like that was fucking awesome. I know you were just kind of saying how like it's weird to play with different characters, same thing, but I thought this was fine for me at least because I'm playing them through, so it's definitely different.
But you can play as Cole, but it's the same story. Like you're just it's a group game, so like you have a platoon of people with you. Like that's whatever. Like it's just really you're just picking a skin to play as,
Basically, I mean you're just forced to play as Cole, but play the whole beginning as Marcus and then see what was on
at the exact same time for Cole and his crew.
Wait, so Cole was in a different crew in this game? So you went and played as Cole's crew in a different area?
Yeah, so basically you start the game off on like a ship.
And, I remember that. Yeah,
it was awesome. That. I thought it was a great opening sequence. And the game
with the tentacles and shit?
Yeah, and like now you're in fighting the I called it
the Swarm.
Lambent.
Oh, Lambent.
Yeah. The locusts died off or whatever, and now it's the Lambent who like glow. Funny emulsion. And they come up onto the ship, attack it, and while he's doing that, as your Marcus, you're like talking to him like, I'm Baird, like I need you to fucking kill this giant thing for me. Where are you guys? And then you the whole thing and then it jumps and it goes 1 hour earlier. And it goes to you play as Cole and you figure out what led up to that giant fight with Marcus, but from Cole's point of view.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was super cool. I liked it a lot. And like I said, a lot more cutscenes, so it was fun to have a lot more interaction. You have 8 main characters really now because you have Marcus, Jace, and Anya on those 4. And then when you play as Cole, it's Cole, Baird, this new Australian chick who I think he called Sam.
I thought Dom was dead from 2.
No, Dom's alive. Carmine died in 2.
Carmine, that's who dies in 2. He kills himself, right? He drives the car into the thing?
No, Carmine dies in the giant rift worm.
Who? Wait, in the second one, I thought Dom kills himself in the second one. He drives his thing into the...
No, he's not looking for his... One.
Is he still looking for...
He's not looking for his... He kills his wife in the second one.
Oh shit! Sorry.
That's all good. I knew that already from seeing other stuff.
Okay, yeah, because I thought he did it in the same game. My bad.
No, I already knew that was coming. From obviously following the games without actually having played before, and but yeah, so he's with them this time, and then it's weird though because Carmine dies in the second one, and now in Cole's crew there's another Carmine. So they haven't said anything about him, but I'm assuming like younger brother or something because I remember him talking about having a bunch of brothers in the first one.
Oh, you don't know? You don't know the meme?
No, what?
Carmine dies in every Gears game.
Oh, really?
They're all related, and in every game they die.
I didn't see the one in the first one. I didn't catch it in the first game.
I'm pretty sure it's the Carmine family. Yeah, the brother dies in every.
Because he says that, like in the game, like when you start off with him, he talks about having like 4 brothers. And he's like, yeah, 2 of them died already. I'm the third one. And then he dies in the rift worm. and now I'm playing the third one, and there's another Carmine, and they haven't even brought it up. And at first, I was like, "What the fuck? Why is Carmine alive? What just happened?" And I was like, "Oh wait, he has brothers." And I actually went back and watched the cutscene when Carmine dies in the second one. He says like, "Give this letter to my brother. Tell my brother." Yada yada. So I'm assuming this is his brother.
Yeah.
But yeah, whatever. I'm still enjoying it. Like I said, I'm gonna play the trilogy, and then kind of break away, because I want to get a little bit of time before I play the other ones.
Before you break away, I definitely recommend spending some time in Horde mode.
Right. What would you say? Does Gears 2 have the best Horde mode?
I don't remember which one I loved. I think it's 3. I think 3 upped the ante in Horde mode, and like it made it good. Like I think it was 3. It's been so long since I've played them.
Yeah. That's no worries.
4 has Horde mode, and so does 5.
6 or 7 games, so it's hard to remember.
But
I remember I actually when I beat the first game, I erased it so that I can download other games and stuff. But I didn't erase 2 because I remember it was either you or Lamarca telling me that Horde mode was a lot of fun to play. So I didn't erase 2 when I beat it.
I mean, if you want to play Horde mode, it's better to play with people. Is it cross-platform? Can I download 2 on my PC with Game Pass or no?
It's if you have Game Pass, like Microsoft has a thing with PC, right?
Yeah, I mean, I could always download it on my Xbox, and we could always play together if you would like to, just to have somebody to play with, because it would definitely make it funner. Yeah, I think I have to download it on the Xbox.
Oh, all right. Yeah, well, whatever. I'm currently, like I said, I just started 3, so I'm having fun with that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
But what other than that, I think that's a good place to end it right there.
Yeah, we've been talking for a little while longer than normal, but
that's all right. That's called getting off topic.
Nice little title plug right there.
Yeah, right. Let's get off topic. By the way, we're having a lot of fun doing these. So if you guys listen out there, we're not yet on everything, but we are on Anchor and Spotify at the moment. Hopefully by the time this comes out, we're reaching much further. We'd like to get out onto the iTunes and Google Podcasts and everything like that. So listen for us. Ralph, I haven't brought this up with you yet, but I was thinking maybe we pop these on YouTube as well. Hopefully increase some viewership.
Oh, definitely. I'm down for whatever.
Yeah.
You're the veteran podcast here. I'm just
though I got one under my belt.
Hey, you got a pretty successful. I love your other podcast. I listen to it every week, or every other week, or whatever.
Yeah, right. Every other week, right now. We should. If you actually check out the YouTube channel, he's talking about Circle Back Gaming. I'm on that one. That's hosted by Dan Lamarca and Dan Dufresnoy as well. And we should have. We're kind of got a backlog of shit to upload onto YouTube, so I think that there's a video for that one coming out on YouTube every day for the next 2 weeks. But we'll get this one up there, and you can catch Ralph on his Twitch. I forget the URL.
It's twitch.tv/mushmasterflex.
Right.
Currently I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty Warzone. The season 3 just started today. They added quads into it. Fucking great game. I've been playing Resident Evil 3 as well. And Animal Crossing.
Right. We didn't even talk about Animal Crossing today, but I think the world kind of playing that right now.
Oh, great game to play. The community for Animal Crossing is awesome. So I was streaming it, and I posted hey, if you have good turnip prices on your island, let me know. I'm looking, help me out. I had a few people join my island. One person was like, "Oh, I got it at 190." This person was like, "How's 499 sound to you?" I'm like, "Dude, yeah, it sounds great." And he invited me to his island. He's like, "Yeah, I'm just trying to help people out." And this guy's island was huge. He had so much stuff. He's like, "Yeah, he's like, I'm glad I could help." I'm like,
"Dude, I went to it. So much it."
Oh yeah, that's right. I sent you a text.
Did you send it to Marco too?
I did, but I don't know if he got a chance to get on.
He did, because me and him were on the island at the time.
Yeah, so
dude, it was so funny. I was leaving it, and he was like, "Dude, were you on the guy's island that had 499 turns?" I was like, "Yeah, I was just about to text that to you. Ralph sent it to me," and he was like, "That's so funny."
Yeah, the community, and also I was streaming the other day, and I had every fruit except for oranges, and like this girl joined my channel, and she's like, if you want to come to my island, I can hook you up with some stuff. And I went to her island. Her island had stone paths, like her
I want
building.
that so bad. I want to get paths, man. I feel like I'm just walking on grass all.
So, yeah, I know my island looks like shit compared to these people, and like she's
know,
watching
right?
me play, looking at like a desolate island, and then you go to her island, it's fucking extravagant, flowers everywhere, orchards here, orchards there, and she's like, she's like, go to my shop, buy some upgrades. Here's some oranges if you want them. You need anything else? Like the community for the game is awesome. I really love the fact that these people are coming together and helping others because at this time, it's nice,
It is nice, and we'll bring up some more Animal Crossing next time for sure.
Definitely.
But yeah, go check out Ralph. Like he said earlier in the podcast too, he likes to stream everything that he's playing single player right now. He's been streaming. It's a lot of fun. He just did a great run with Sekiro recently,
which was fun to watch. I know, right?
100% of that game.
Oh, it's so good. That's awesome. But let's get out of here.
All right.
And go ahead.
No, it's just everybody stay safe. Yeah, closing thoughts here, guys. Everybody just please stay safe, take precaution. Don't go out unless you have to. This is some serious shit. And
go
Shelby?
play some video games.
Yeah, exactly. Hit me up on my channel. We can play games together. I'm always looking for people to play with.
There you go. Horde mode, hit us up.
Yeah.
All right, so let's end it there. And Ralph, thanks for getting off topic with me.
Shelby, thank you.
Yeah, all right. And we'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.